Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for June 28th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, we got 1, 8, and 3, 4 here. Not seeing anything useful there, unfortunately. We've got 5 and 1, 6 and 7 here. The only thing looking in is a 6 and a 7. 5 and 8, 4 and 8. So, no, we already have an 8. We do have 2 5s looking at this box, but that's nothing to do with that 4, 8, but might as well mark it. 1, 2, 3. So the 8, 1, 2, 3. Ones are almost interesting. One's in 2 places. 3 is, there's nothing, unfortunately, nothing down here. No 1, 2s, 3s down here. All right. We have 2, 6, 9 here. Aha, here we go. Geometry. This is our standard New York Times trick. Let's highlight these cells here. So we have 2, 6, and 9 in box 7 here, and they are avoiding actually 2 rows, or sorry, 1 row and 1 column, but we're talking about the column right now. So they're not in column 1. So what we know is that these 3 green digits, the 2, 6, and 9, need to end up in column 1 somewhere. And just they're not in this box. So that's the first kind of niceness, right? So that's why I was looking at this 1, 2, 3 against this column. I was looking at, stuff like this 3, 4 against this column, this 1, 8 against this row. Like those are less likely to be helpful, but it doesn't hurt to look. But here, this 2, 6, 9 against this column. So the other thing we notice about this column is that there are 3 givens in the column that all aren't in box 7. So these 3 purple givens. So the last little bit of magic spice that we need here is that none of the purple digits match the green digits. 2, 6, 9, 1, 5, 8. Those are 6 distinct digits. Now what we have is our recipe for our hidden triple in this column. Because we need to be able to color 3 of these cells green. But we can't have more than 3 green cells in every row, column, and box because they represent 3 digits. So we can't green any of these cells, and you can't make a cell both purple and green. Purple doesn't overlap with green. And so the only 3 cells that can color green are these. And so those must be the 3 green digits, the 2, 6, and 9. We have to put a 2, 6, 9 somewhere in this column. We need 3 cells for it. These are the only 3 cells. That's another way to put that. So that means that these are going to be 2, 6, 9. This 2 looks insane. That's not 2. And that's going to happen whenever you have this kind of recipe here, where 3 givens in this box, avoiding a column or a row. You can always rotate this 90, right? So 3 in a box, avoiding a column, and then 3 givens that aren't any of these 3 digits outside of that box in the same column. And then you end up with that hidden triple. But there's a lot you can do to follow up on this. We don't just get that 2, 6, 9. Now, first let's talk about what this 2, 6, 9 means. What it means is that we've eliminated any other digit that we thought could be in these 3 cells. And those 3 digits are actually going to be the 3 that go down here. So we have 1, 2, we need the 3, the 4, and we need the 7. So this is the next follow-up, is that you can just pencil these 3 cells, and actually if you think about it, they see 1, 5, 8, they see 2, 6, 9, they can only be 3, 4, 7. So you might find this a different way. You might find this by penciling all 3 of these cells and seeing that it forms a 3, 4, 7 triple. And that's going to eliminate 3, 4, 7 from these cells. So notice it does the same thing. We've eliminated 3, 4, and 7 from these 3 cells. And so the follow-up that you want to do is, what does it mean to have eliminated 3, 4, and 7 from these cells? Well, one thing that we can say is that this isn't 7 anymore. So this 7 looks in. This isn't 7. None of these are 7. So 7 goes in one of these 2. And that's going to point into this box with this 7, putting a 7 in one of these 2 cells. So that's one way you can follow up on that. But also we can think about this box here. We also need this 1, 5, and 8 somewhere in this box. And you'll notice it's also hidden triple logic here. There's only 3 cells left for 1, 5, 8. Oops, 1, 5, 8. That's not a 5, that's not an 8. And so these can't be 3, 4, 7. So all of that could also be caused by just penciling this 3, 4, 7, seeing it's a triple, eliminating 3, 4, 7 from these 3 cells, and eliminating 3, 4, 7 from these 3 cells. But often spotting that via geometry is a lot easier than randomly penciling things and hoping to find triples, naked triples. Anyway, we see that the 5 ends up in one of these 2 cells, and we see that the 8 ends up in one of these 2 cells, if that's helpful at all. They don't really point, so because they don't really do anything, we have these two fives, we have these two eights. I think it's better to just leave it bare and not corner mark it, because we can see from the triple that that's going to resolve that way anyway. Okay, so that is the basic stuff that you get from that. I think because we haven't done our normal scanning yet, I'm going to just continue. We're just going to keep looking. We can look at this 2, 6, 9 against this row. The 9 repeats, so we just need 2, 6 in these 4 cells. We actually do see that this cell can't be 2, 6. So it's 3 cells for 2, 6. And we actually see we have a 6 here. So the buddy system would have seen this, but 6 goes in one of these two. Okay, we also have this 5, 8, 9. 8 does repeat here. So it's just the 5 and the 9. We have the 5 marked already. 9 doesn't do anything. We have 5, 6, 7 against this column. 7 repeats, so it's just 5, 6. And again, we can see that from buddies here. That 6 is in one of these two. Doesn't do much more than that. Okay, I think that's all we get out of a geometry pass, but it's nice that we actually saw that right away. Kind of seeds our puzzle with some nice stuff. We're going to come back up here, and we're going to do our normal scans. So let's just start with this 6, 7 and work our way left, because I don't think this 6, 7 does much. We do have 7s vertical, actually. That puts a 7 here. Can I follow up more on 7s? I don't think so, not right now. We filled up this box column. So what we want to do is look at these cells here for any givens that look into this box that aren't already placed in the box. And 6 is the only one. We already knew about 6, so we don't get anything more. But what you can see how they would limit that digit to the other column, which can be helpful. So the 6 and 7, I don't see anything more to do for that. We've got the 1 and the 5 here. So the 1 does buddy up. This one helps, puts a 1 up here somewhere. The 5, we already marked there. The 1 doesn't do anything vertically. And then the 1, 3, 4, 8, we're just looking for buddies. 8 is taken care of. 1, 3, 4, nothing. Okay. So not a whole lot from this top band. Let's move on to the next band here. Let's start with this 5, 8. So we do have 2 8s. Puts an 8 in one of these two. We do want to look for 8 in this column, but there's 4 places, or 3 places, I guess. So that was the 8, the 5. Not seeing anything with 5. We have the 4, 8 here. Nothing. And then 1, 2, 3, 7. No. Okay, really not seeing much. Maybe this bottom band has something. We got 2, 6, 9 here. So both the 6 and 9 have buddies. The 6s we already have marked. The 9 we didn't mark yet. Puts a 9 in one of these two. Not much to say about that. And then we have the 5, 8. So yeah, we know what's going on with those. Yeah, we don't really know what's going on here. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so our basic scan really didn't find anything. We want to take a look at low-hanging fruit next. So I didn't notice any as I went through my normal scan, but we're just going to do a quick scan from the start. I'm going to look at every row. I'm going to look at every column. I'm going to look at every box. And I'm going to see if there's any with 4 or fewer open cells. And usually that's pretty quick to scan. So this is down to 5, for example. Columns, I don't think there are any, but I'm double checking. We do have this column actually. So we need this way I double check, 3, 4, 8, 9. So what we're looking for here is we know 3, 4, 8, 9 is what's left for this column. So we're looking to see if there's anything in the boxes or usually the rows that eliminate at least one of those. If at least one is eliminated, then we can pencil that cell because it's down to 3 or fewer. I mean, obviously you can pencil it however you want, but for me, I like to at least stick to 3 or fewer unless I'm very desperate. So 3, 4, 8, 9, this can't be 3, 4. So this is 8, 9. This can't be 8, so this is 3, 4, 9. This can't be 9, so this is 3, 4, 8. I think this can be any of them. So I don't think we're going to have anything like that yet, but when we pencil all these, what we want to do is immediately look to see if we created any pairs or triples out of those. Okay, that was the only low-hanging fruit in the puzzle, I think. So the next thing to look at is on a per box basis, just look at the cells that aren't corner marked and see if that might be helpful. So for example, these 2 cells are probably helpful, right? Actually, they are, because they see the 1, 3, 4, 8, but they also can't be 6, 7. So that's already 6 distinct digits they aren't, and there might be help below. So, but we can pencil these and find out. So they're not 1, they could be 2. They're not 3, 4. They could be 5. They're not 6, 7. They're not 8. They could be 9. And now if I didn't have the red marks on, what I would do now is I would look below, and you kind of need to look below anyway in case you have pointing. But you look below and you say, okay, do we have any 2, 5, 9s down here? We have the 2 and the 9. So you eliminate the 2 here and the 9 here. So the red marks just keep me from missing something, missing an obvious scan that then ruins the walkthrough portion of this puzzle. All right, anyway. So 5, 9, and 2, 5. So one question we might have, for example, is do we have a 1, 5, 9 triple in this column, right? We got the 1, 5, we got the 5, 9. Maybe there's one more cell that's limited in the same way. The quick way to kind of test that, and you can do this in your head, is to think about what are, first of all, how many digits are left besides the 1, 5, 9? Well, we've got 4 givens, and then we're also talking about 1, 5, 9. So we should, that's 7 digits in total. So we should expect 2 digits that aren't those. So besides 1, 2, 3, so 4 is one of them. And then what's the other one? 1, 5, 9, 4 and 7, it looks like. So what we need to do is if we have a 1, 5, 9 triple, really what we need to do is look for a hidden 4, 7 pair, because these can't be 4, 7. And so are there any other digits in this column that can't be 4, 7? And this one can't be 4, but it could be 7. So that's the closest we get. So unfortunately, we do not have a 1, 5, 9 triple or a hidden 4, 7 pair. All right. But that's obviously you can do that a lot faster if you're not explaining it out loud. But that's how you would do that if you're curious. Sometimes you will find a triple that way, and that can completely finish the puzzle for you. Unfortunately, the thing with Sudoku, and it's just a constant thing, is there are patterns you're looking for, and in order to find them, you have to not find it a bunch of times. But then when you do find it, then suddenly you've made progress on the puzzle. And that's generally how these go. You start to gain instincts, but those instincts can fail you. And at some point you do need to become systematic if you aren't solving the puzzle. These 3, again, they aren't corner marked, so they might be interesting. In this case, I don't think they are. I don't think they see enough. These aren't, we just don't have enough information in this box for me to be confident about looking at that. Here is interesting because we actually know these 2 cells are down to 3 or fewer because they're not the 1, 2, 3, 7, but they're also not the 6, 8. So we need the 4, 5. Oh, and this can't be 4, 5. Okay, so that makes this a single. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's a 6. No, it's not 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's a 9 actually. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it's a 6. The 6 is right there. So yeah, that's a naked 9. It can only be a 9, so it must be a 9. Now we're down to 4 digits in here, and we know this was just 4, 5 because it's 4, 5, 6, 8. So this is 4, 5. Oh, this can't. Sorry, the 4, 5 continues to help because this can only be 6 now. And that leaves 4, 5, 8 here. Cool. All right, I don't think I need those 8s cornered anymore. All right, so I got some digits. You always want to follow up to see if that helped anything. So I got the 6 and the 9 here. Nice. Vertically, horizontally. I'm not seeing any like buddies or quick follow-ups here. But I do notice that made this row down to 3 digits. So we want to look at that. That's going to be 2, 3, 7. So this can't be 2, 3. So this must be 7. So that's not 7. And 7 is sticking in my mind as something that, yeah, there's that 6 hidden 6, 7. Actually, now the 6 should be. What was it? It wasn't 6, 7, was it? Anyway, let's come back to that in a second. I want to finish this row. So we need 2, 3 here. Okay. And I seem to recall I was looking for something in this column. I was looking for a 1, 5, 9. 7 has been placed. So other than 1, 5, 9, the only digit left is the 4. But 4 can still be in these 2. Okay, so maybe I wasn't remembering that right. These are 1, 4, 5, 9. This can't be 1. So this is 4, 5. Oh, it can't be 4 either. Oh, so yeah, I did find it. Sorry, this 4 is these here. Okay, cool. So 4 is placed in this column. In fact, has it always been placed in this column? I think I might have missed that 4 was placed in this column when I was looking at it earlier, and that's my apologies for that. These can't be 1, so let me just check before I place that 7. This can't be 4, these can't be 4. Yeah, that was already placed. Okay. So 4 is placed in the column. There's only one place for 4. Yeah, this 3, 4, 7 did the job there, or the hidden 1, 5, 8. And we know this is 7 for the row. And so then this is not a 1, so the 1 in the column goes here, and that gives us 8 and 5. Sorry, it had so much, it did so much that I wanted to double check because I think we're finishing the puzzle now. I didn't want it to be a lucky mistake or just a mistake in general. All right, we have 2 digits left here. We need the 1 and the 6. Okay, maybe it's not finishing the puzzle, but we've made a lot of progress. 5, 8 pair says that can't be 5, so that's our 5. Okay, so we just got a ton of stuff. How are we going to follow up? The 7s, we already got the 2. Okay, I got this 4. I got this 1 and 5 and 8. These 2 8s look in, so I guess 8's in one of these 2. Following up on the digits you just got is usually the way to continue to make progress, because otherwise you would have seen it without having to have found those digits. So 2's in one of these 2. So I think these 3 cells might be worth looking at. Maybe. Is there better low-hanging fruit? Yeah, like this row. We need a 1, 6, 9 here. So the 9 can only go here in this row, and this is 1, 6. These 2 9s look up, putting a 9 somewhere up here. These are avoiding a lot of corner marks, but let's look at better stuff. Like this box is down to 1, 3, 6, 7. So this is 3, 6, 7. And actually, we know that the 3 and the 7 are here, if that's helpful. 1, 3, 6, 7. Okay, any other low-hanging fruit here? Okay, maybe I will look at these 2 cells then. Because they're not the 2, 7, 9, they're not 1, 5. That's not quite enough on its own, but there's a lot of stuff below. So they could be 3, 4. Only this one can be 4. And this is how you can do it without leaning on the red marks. 5, 6, 7. This 8 looks up, so that's the only one that can be 8, and then neither of them can be 9. So yeah, this is down to 3, 4, and 3, 8. I don't see an immediate use for that. Is this one? Actually, maybe I should just look at this whole column. It's down to 5, but it looks restricted to me. So we need a 1, 3, 4, 7. What did I miss? 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. I mean, this isn't 3, 4, 6. So this is only 1. Oh, it's not 1, 3, 4, 6. Did I say 1, 3, 4, 6, 7? Yeah, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. So let's just check this cell on its own. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So yeah, it's a naked 7. Perfect. So these cannot be 7 anymore. And so the rest of this column is 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 6. This can't be 1. So this is 3, 4, 6. This can't be 4. So this is 1, 3, 6. This isn't 1 or 7. So this is 3, 6 only. So 1 in this column can only go there. This one sees there, and this one sees there. All right, that's our 1. That gives us 6 and 1 and 6. Nice. We should follow up on those. This is a 3, 7 pair now. 5, 8 pair, 3, 7 pair. Okay, I got this 1. I got this 6. I got this one 6. 6 looks... Oh, we have the 6s here already. Does 6 affect this box here? Oh, yeah. 6 is placed in this box. That gives us 3 and 6. That gives us 4. Okay, that's not a 3. Over here we get the 4. Nice. Almost done with that stack that we basically finished at the very beginning. That's 8. This row is down to just a 2. Gives us the 9 up here. We have the 9 here. We have the 5, 9 here. All right. That's our 9 for that box. All right. This is 3, 4. Looks like it'd be either. The whole box is 1, 3, 4. Cleans up a little bit. So 1 in this box is placed here. The 1's in one of these 2. That points in. This one looks down. So that's our 1. This is 3, 4, 7. Could be any of those. Oh, not 3. How did I miss the 3? Oh, 3's in the box. There we go. 4, 7. Oh, so what's needed for this box? 2, 4, 7. Okay, that's not a 4. This isn't 3 or 4 or 7. So this is just a naked 2. That's 3, 8. It's not an 8. So that's 3, that's 8, that's 4. We're just finishing up. 7 and 3, 2, 3, 7, 3, 4, 7, 1, 4. I love how they cascade. 3 in the corner, celebrating. That's a 1. And then we just need 2, 3, 5, 8. So 2 is down here somewhere. Oh no, 2 is right there. And then the 3 should be placed as well. Yeah, 3 is placed there. And then we need 5 and 8. That 8 tells us that's 5, that's 8, that's 8, that's 5, and we're done. Alrighty. Not too bad today. I think I think finding this classic New York Times trick is very helpful. And then there were just some like naked singles that were needed to be found. But I don't remember anything like super strange that we had to find. If you're used to the New York Times hards, I think this is a relatively straightforward puzzle. If not, then it's a learning experience. You can learn the kind of things you want to look for. Cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.